All right, let's start. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Shalu Sharma. I was born and brought up in Jyotipuram town of district Riyasi. I did my schooling from Kendra Vidyalaya Jyotipuram. Then I did Bachelor in Dental Surgery from Indira Gandhi Government Dental College, Jammu. Then I did house job in Department of Oral Medicine and Radiology. And currently I'm practicing as an honorary dental surgeon in Department of Endodontics in IGGDC.
You're working as a in the department of endodontics. Can you tell me the difference between endodontics and orthodontics?
Yes, sir. In endodontics, we focus on the conservative treatment, that is to preserve the tooth either through restoration or root canal treatment. Whereas in orthodontics, we mainly concerned with the alignment of the teeth with the uses of braces to improve the dentition, overall their mastication and the molar arrangement.
Okay, tell me, in dental, treatments, what do sealants do?
Sir, sealants, pit and fissure sealants, actually, initially, when there are very small caries, we just remove them and smooth out the places, and sealants prevent the further decaying process of the tooth, further accumulation of plaque and calculus in the ear region. So they involve in the conservative process. So to prevent further decay of the tooth.
Tell me what inspired to you to become a dentist. What were the reasons?
Sir, actually from 10th standard, I was very attracted to the medicine. So I took medical field. Then I applied for entrance exam, and I wanted to be a physician, but somehow I could not qualify that exam, and then I choose dentistry. But when I pursue it, I liked the stream. Initially, I was not interested to join that, but when I pursue it, I liked the field. And
If you like your field so much, then why would you leave it for a civil services job?
so during my internship period, some of my seniors, they choose the field of civil services. Earlier, I have no idea of civil services. Then when they choose the civil services, I try to explore about what this field is. Then I come to know that it will provide me a wider platform to serve the people. It will help me to use all my capacities and capabilities, and at the same time, I can touch the field life of people in a wider sense. Means other than the health perspective. For example, in dentistry, we can focus only in the oral hygiene to maintain the oral health. But if I become a civil servant, I can impact their life in a wider area.
Can you just enumerate the most common dental issues that you see in your patients?
So first of all, the ignorance. Patients are generally take oral health mm, as a very means if the situation become very aggravated, only then they come to the dental clinic. They generally are not aware what oral health can play a role in their maintenance of general health. Secondly, sir, the availability of the quacks. Sir, they don't want to come to the graduated dental surgeon. They generally go to the quacks, which just use the normal phenomena, which can hinder their health in the long term. Availability of quacks, and third one is, um, so I can remember only these two at this moment. So lack of awareness and availability of quacks.
Could you suggest some tips so that people can maintain a good oral hygiene?
Yes, sir. So first of all, the brushing technique. Generally, there is a perception among the people that if we use a very hard brush and use very strongly, then we can clean the teeth. No, it's not like soft brushes and the soft technique. Secondly, sir, our eating habits. We should try to eat those food which are not so much sticky. And if somehow we eat that, we should rinse our mouth. Then, sir, the use of mouthwashes, and I will also recommend the use of dental floss, which will help to clean our interdental area. So these are some steps which
Mm-hmm.
can be taken to maintain the oral hygiene.
You mentioned about the brushing techniques and the brushes. Can you tell me which one would be better? Should we go for mechanical brushes or should we go for some electric brushes?
So mechanical brushes are good enough. If somehow we have a problem like a disabled person, then we can go for an electric brushes. And the brass technique is best technique which is used, and generally we taught them to the patients. Uh, in this, we keep half of the brush on the gingival area and half of the brush on the crown area, and generally a vibratory motion are used. So it helps to remove the plaque and calculus from the tooth.
All right. Give me an instance. First of all, tell me, have you ever had to face any emergency in your profession?
I didn't face any emergency, but my seniors do. I have seen them to handle, but I personally didn't handle any emergency case.
So let's suppose you face any emergency in your profession. How would you handle it?
Mostly in dental patient either while injecting LA, their BP drops, or sometimes because of the pain they go into the syncope. What we decline the dental chair and keep the legs upward so that the flow to the brain and the heart maintained, and then we generally try to uh, first of all, before giving LA, we take the medical history. Like if they have a BP, we give them plain LA, or if they don't have a BP, we give them LA with adrenaline. After that, uh, mostly by changing their position, their recovery is maintained. Otherwise, the painkillers can be given. If they are in a severe pain, sometimes due to the severe pain, they go into they become unconscious.
All right. So you have mentioned that you're from district Riyasi. Tell me the history of this district.
So, the Riyasi district up to the 7th century, it was established by Raja Bhim Dev, Raja Bhim Dev, and after in around 1822, Raja Gulab Singh annexed it into the Jammu province, and later he handed over it to General Joravar Singh, who helped in the annexation of Ladakh too. So, till 7th century, it was under Raja Bhim Dev.
So is Riyasi the district that was initially known as the Bhimgarh state?
So Riyasi was initially it was along with the Rajouri district. Only in 2007 it got the district status, separate district status. So at that time the Rajouri, Riyasi, Katra region and Udhampur region, they were all in the Bhimgarh principality, we can say.
What was Riyasi initially known as? The name Riyasi, when it was first of all chosen for it, what was it initially known as before Riyasi?
So sorry, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. Okay, tell me how many subdivisions do we have in your district?
It's a four subdivision.
Are you sure?
So yes, it's a Katra. If I can remember four: Katra, Mohor, Poni, and Dharmari. I think four subdivisions.
And how many tehsils?
So nine tehsils.
Okay. Okay, tell me what are the major challenges faced by the people in your district? And given a chance, how would you solve them?
So can I take a moment?
Yeah, please.
So so first of all, our district is economically based on the agriculture and lack of new technology. There is agriculture growth is very lack. Second, sir, we have a huge potential of tourism. Lack of infrastructure facilities, good roads. Uh, Still, till now, the periphery area of Pony, Silar, they are not connected by the good roads. The second one, I will say the infrastructural deficiencies. Third one's a sewage problem. So, there is no proper sewage treatment plants. Uh, so fourth is health. So availability of good roads also leads to the lack of health facilities in the periphery area. There is only one district hospital in the Riyasi which is now working very properly, but the people from periphery areas like Salam, Dharmari, they have to come to the district hospital. There is need of the primary health center, which is well equipped so that their problems can be handled there only.
So, what steps would you take? Yeah, yes. Continue.
Yes, coming to the agriculture, like we have under the one district one product program, we have organic farming. So focus will be given to the organic farming. Farmers should be educated about the available about vermicompost and the manure by which they can improve their agriculture produce. And sir, tourism can be improved by various schemes which is already in place, like a homestay scheme, which will provide, which will not only provide revenue but also the opportunity of employment to the local people also, the women's also. They can prepare the
Mhm.
home foods and give facilities to the tourists. Sir, third one, coming to the health. Sir, every primary health center should be equipped with the good infrastructures, and practi- uh, along with the health professional who are trained well to help to deal with the emergencies.
All right. You've mentioned that in one district, one product, we have taken organic farming and organic vegetables, to be
Yes, or
precise.
vegetables. Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell me what are the drawbacks of what are the drawbacks of organic farming?
So drawback of organic farming, sir. So as such, organic farming helps in maintaining the sustainable development, but its output does not come in a short span. It takes some time to give the output. I just recall this one only, sir.
Okay, no issues. Tell me, what are the major religious places in your particular district, in your area?
Sir, one is Baba Dhansar, sir, Syar Baba, sir, Shivkodi, sir, Mata Vaishno Devi, Shri Mata Vaishno Devi, sir, No Deviyan, sir. These are some to name few.
Okay, regarding Mata Vaishno Devi, there is this deity which is the manifestation of which of the deities in Hindu religious doctrine?
Sorry, sir, I'm unable to understand.
In Mata Vaishno Devi, which is the deity that we have?
So three deities we have: Ma Kali, Ma Durga, and sir, third one is so sorry, I'm unable to recall the third one. Ma Kali and Ma Durga are the two.
Are you a religious person?
Yes, sir. I think I'm.
Mm-hmm. You're a science student with a background in dentistry, and you also are a religious. You practice your religion and a religious person. How do you substantiate your belief in religion? Do you have any scientific basis for that?
So, if we look from the science background, religion, both science and religion help us to know the unknown. But science just believe on those things which we can see with our eyes, or which are rationally available. But religion is something that help us to believe, that is not visible through our eyes, but we can feel that. Uh, Religion help us to emotionally stable in those conditions which cannot be which science cannot.
That's fine, but my question is, suppose you believe in a particular deity, or you believe in a particular ideology, you need to have some particular basis for that. I'm not questioning the fact that religion does not help you emotionally and spiritually. It does. But my question is, what is the basis of your belief?
So I believe that if we everybody born and die without, they don't have control on their birth and death. There is some superpower is there which give birth to birth, and science is trying to know about that until it has not. When the things goes out of the control.
But we do have. we do have the theory of evolution that brilliantly answers this question of the origin of life and how do species survive, and which are the species that did not survive in the evolutionary theories.
But even in the science, sir, we see the miracles when science says that this person or that person cannot survive. Even then, that person miraculously survived. Then,
But
and
again, if he still survives, there has to be a scientific reason for that.
yes, sir. But sometimes science, till now, science is exploring the things. Try to understand. But we cannot decide the birth of any person or the death date of any person. Even the science has progressed to such an advanced stage. Still we are not able to find the exact date of birth and death. So there is some superpower. I believe, sir. I believe in that. There is some superpower which is controlling, and either we see it in the form of nature or we see in the form of some super being like the mythological being.
So, in a nutshell, you're saying that I do not have any scientific basis for the existence of God, but I have some other arguments, maybe some philosophical arguments. Is that what you're saying?
Scientifically we cannot justify because we haven't seen yet. The If we talk about the mythological being like Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, we haven't seen them. We have only their sculptures there. So science only believe in that which can be seen, which can be touched, which can be felt. So if I scientifically view, then I will say that okay, there can be that there is no God. But if emotionally, philosophically, if we, the what I have felt till now, I think there is a God and which regulate our life.
Okay, regarding the belief system in a deity, recently there was this controversial where Shah Rukh Khan, the Bollywood actor, he went to Mata Vaishno Devi. Do you think he went to Mata Vaishno Devi to attain the blessings of the deity, or he was just trying to allure the Hindu population so that they do not boycott his film?
So why he went that his own perspective, but what I think is he sir as he has married with a Hindu woman and uh, it has kept his the name of her third child is Abraham, which contains the name of both the deity of Muslims and the Hindus. So I don't think he has gone there to allure the population. He believe in both the religion, and he has said it many times in his interviews that he believe in all the religion, irrespective of what. But
Uh, what do you what do you think about this boycott culture in Bollywood?
so films are mainly prepared for the entertainment purposes, and I believe that although in the democratic country like India, everybody has their choice to say what they want, to view what they want, but boycotting the film generally on the basis of the religion and just because you don't like the thing which is being shown, I don't think it is a right thing because film give employment to the large number of the people, not only to actors but the cameramen and the spirit. It also helps our revenue also. So boycotting it and it will hinder our economy too. So
Uh,
I think it's not a
do,
good thing.
okay, all right. Are you married, Shalu?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, how do you and your partner handle conflicts and difference of opinion?
Sir, for me, in a marriage, the most important thing is understanding and some patience and commitment. And sometimes I take a back a foot in a conflict, or sometimes he took a back foot. We just give a time to each other so that we can understand the perspective of one another. And after some time, when we calm down, we talk on the topic again and listen to the and try to understand the point of view of one another. So for that time, we just leave the topic and because when we are both are in anger, we could not understand the perspective of other.
Okay, what do you think are the most important qualities in a person that a person should have for a successful marriage?
So just I mentioned earlier, so first the understanding, and the third patience, or third one sir the commitment and honesty. I think that these four things will help us to live a successful life and married life.
Are you honest in your marriage?
Yes, sir.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate yourself on the basis of honesty?
The this will better be answered by my husband, but I myself will rate myself around the 8. Less remaining 2 points will be given by my husband. What he think of me.
Uh, Give me an instance where you have showcased your dishonesty.
Mm. So can I think?
Yeah, please.
So from my point of view, I haven't been a dishonest to him, but he may
Hmm.
thought it as a dishonesty when sometime I didn't inform him about what I'm where I am going or what I'm supposed to do. That he may think of that, but I haven't.
All right. Do you think it's high time now that we should change the marriage age of women from 18 to 21, given the benefits that it will come up with?
So it needs a lots of discussion before to change the age. Although there is a very advantage of changing the age because in today's era, women need to be self-dependent before it enter into the institution of marriage. So, I think slowly and steadily we should move forward by slowly increasing the age, and better it will. This question is better to be discussed in the parliament where the esteemed elected legislators are there.
You have seen the impact of marriage on women's health and women's life per se. What would you suggest? Should we go for it?
Yes, I think 21 is a good thing. We should move forward to 21 years of age.
Why?
So, because today when we have education is very must for the children. I think at the age of 21 years, most of the girls are being stable in their profession. They have choose their careers and they have become mentally more stable. And various data have shown that lower age and the motherhood in the lower age has increased the maternal mortality rate, infant mortality rate. It all will help in subsiding these rates, and it will also give some what emotional stability and the more successful marriages even because the women have become more stable. They know what they want to do in their choices also. So 21 years age will help.
You mentioned about financial independence. There are people that say that this quote unquote financial independence is a brainchild of the radical feministic revolution, and because of that, you have this concept of being independent in the marriage. But some people say that marriage is all about depending on one another. It's a bond of love where you are dependent on each other. So where do you place yourself in this?
So, no doubt, in marriage, dependence on one another is real because marriage as a whole is about uh, dependence of one another and understanding one another. But in today's era, uh, women are equal competent of a man, and they and financial independence will not only help the women but to the family as a whole. Because in this era where there is economic depression is there, where the private sector is people are losing their job day by day, that both will, if earn, they will help to give a stable life to their kids only and the family too. So I think it's not only dependence, but they as a whole will help to the family.
Okay, tell me, what is the meaning of your name, Shalu?
So it comes from the word Shaleen, that is calm, so to be polite or calm.
Okay. And what is your birthday?
So it's 13 November.
Do we have any days that are celebrated on this day?
So 13 November, so World Kindness Day is celebrated.
Okay, what is your optional?
So sociology.
China also claims to be a socialistic country. What do you think is the difference between, and India is also, socialism is a part of the preamble, and India is also a socialistic country, and what do you think is the difference between the socialism of China vis-a-vis the socialism of India?
So, China is mostly towards a communist country where the state has the control on all the resources and all the labors and but in India there is a mixed socialism. There is the private sector, the public sector. They all have a equal uh, weightage, and where in the welfare stage there is the role of state, but when we come to the profit making, there is a private sector working. So in India there is a mixed type of socialism, but the strict communism is followed in China, with state has control in each and every.
Do, do, is that so in the current times as well in China?
Yes, sir.
But we have huge private sector from China emerging as big multinational corporations that are producing commodities all over the world. So the private sector is leading the Chinese economy now.
Yes, economically there is private sector, but on all other resources, the labor, the rules, all there is the state monopoly. How the laborers will work, they have to. I think somewhere I read they have to work for without pay for 1 day in a week. Also, so all these areas is regulated by the state, and they are not democratically elected.
Are you aware of the open door policy of China?
Sorry, sir.
Okay, tell me what are the sociological problems India is facing right now?
So the first and the foremost is the sir, communalism. So just we have seen the boycott. Everything is related to the religion now, even the color, the words, everything. So first problem is second, and second, sir, the marriage institution is somewhat disintegrating. Like there is increase in the divorce rate. Um, Third one, sir, the family institution. The new form of family, the traditional joint family, is now disintegrating, and as a result, there is more emotional stress in the life of a person. So these are
Mm-hmm.
some. So,
You mentioned communalism is on the rise in India. What are the reasons for that?
so from my point of view, the foremost thing is there's a social media which has increased this the spread of the fake news, or which has increased uh, the radicalization of the youth. The second one said the shallow belief system, which which is among the youngsters now. They just instant reacting to the situation and not understanding the root cause of the problems. Third one's educational system also. We are somewhat lacking to give the values to our children, which is the need of the hour, which was the core of our Indian system, for which we were known in the world. So these are the some reasons.
Okay, what are the contributions of Emile Durkheim in sociology?
So he's known as the pioneer of the functionalism. So he gave a functionalist perspective to the understanding of the society. He viewed each and everything from the functionalist view, and he says that the society, every institution in the society, have some positive function to do, even, whether it is a marriage, family, whatever. And he stresses on the study of the social facts.
What was his what were his views on division of labor in society?
So, he says the division. He says that division of labor gives solidarity to the society. It helps in the dependence of the people on one another, and which in turn increase the solidarity. Earlier there was
How
a
many? How
mechanical,
many?
and now
Okay, continue, please.
in the earlier society there was a mechanical solidarity, and now there is an organic solidarity of one another.
Have you studied the theory of suicide in your subject? Please elaborate on that.
So Immanuel did came work on the theory of the suicide, and he according to his study, he gave four types of suicides. That is on the basis of two things. That is the force of integration and the force of regulation. So when
Hmm.
there is a increase in the force of integration or decrease of there is the egoistic and the altruistic suicide, and on the basis of regulation there is fatalistic suicide and the anomic suicide.
Did he consider suicide as an individual fact or a personal fact?
It's a, I think both play an important role. Individual emotional status and the society both have their role in a person to pull it towards taking this extreme step of suicide.
Okay. What is the relationship between anthropology and sociology?
So, anthropology studies uh, the society from its evolution from the scientific basis. Sociology mostly present day society. It studies the present day society of its societal institution, and anthropology studies from its primitive society. Focus on the study of the primitive societies.
Okay, tell me what was Talcott Parsons' contribution to structural functionalism?
So Talcott Parson is known as a neo functionalist because as he give a theory of social system, he says that the whole the society is in the form of a social system, and every institution is a type of a subsystem to it, and they are in an equilibrium with one another, and it helps in maintaining the whole system in the society, whole society in a proper stage of equilibrium, and disbalance in any one of the subsystem can disbalance the equilibrium of the society.
You have not mentioned any of your interests or hobbies. Do you have any interests or hobbies?
Yes, I my hobbies are cooking, watching movies, and spending time with family.
Cooking. How would your hobby of cooking help us in administration?
So, in cooking, each and every ingredient play an important role to give a final output, and it has its taste. And lack of any one ingredient can wholesome change the dish. Similarly, in administration, the every participant, be it the executive, be it the public, be it the government, have their role, and we have to go keeping all these ingredients together. Then we can successfully implement the policy made by the government. So, as we
Do you cook at your at your home?
yes, sir.
Okay, suppose you made your best dish. Which is the dish that you can cook the best?
So, I'm not very good at the cooking. I just take regular lunch and dinner. But what others says that I can cook very good is dal chawal.
And suppose you cooked your best dish and you served it to your husband and your husband did not like it. How would you react to that?
So I will ask what the lack is in the dish,
Hmm.
and I will improve it the next time.
Okay, you would have also studied the current affairs. Tell me a topic that you have prepared.
So I generally keep in touch with the newspaper. I have knowledge of all the topics which are running right now.
Okay, what do you see are the most pressing issues that are facing the world today?
So first of all, the peace, the conflict which is going on, which is impacting the whole of the world. The second one is the environmental issues. So third one is the food insecurity, and fourth one is the sustainable development.
And how do you think these issues should be addressed?
So collectively we can handle these, taking both all the world together. We have to look like conflicts. We cannot afford any world war right now, because the all the world are connected together, and the conflict in one part is hampering all other states. So we should try to solve this by the diplomatic negotiations, and we should work towards the sustainable development by looking towards the reversible source of energy. Uh, we should try
you
to
you you you've mentioned regarding the current issues. You've mentioned two of the current issues being the environmental problem and the sustainable development issues. They're both somehow related to the climate change and global warming, and and you've mentioned that we should collectively address these issues. But the developed world is in denial, and even the former president of the United States has said that climate change is a hoax. It does not happen. So if the developed world is in denial, how can we collectively address these issues?
we need to bring them on the table, sir, because developing world does not have the finances, they does not have the technology which can help it, and developed world need to come on the table. Like in we have various summits where we can convince them that they have the major responsibility, because major of the industries are working there, major of the pollution is being created there. So we need to bring them on the table.
But India as a country is also having large amount of emissions. Is one of those countries that has huge carbon emissions. So how can we have the moral standing to tell the other country to stop the emissions?
So yes, we have, but we are trying to move uh, towards uh, decreasing our emissions. Although we have a target much later than that of the developed country, but we are working towards then. We have the leadership role in ISA, as we are working towards the one sun, one world. Uh, Solar grids are being implanted. We are moving towards organic farming. We are doing our
Well, what were the key takeaways from the Glasgow summit?
uh, sorry, sir, I am unable to recall it at this moment.
Okay. Okay, tell me about India's engagement with Taliban. India has reopened its embassy in Kabul, and Taliban has once again took over the administration in Kabul and the entire Afghanistan. And India initially was hesitant in engaging with them. How do you look at the relationship between India and Afghanistan?
The India always help in the humanitarian development of the Afghanistan. It has India tried to provide them. It has helped to build a parliament and the library there, and it always support the uh, development of democratically elected government there. It never allowed. It never support the idea of Taliban ruling on Afghanistan, and the effect of Taliban ruling there has on our security issues, security situations also. And recently we see that they have banned the women to work in the NGOs and various private sectors. So India has a very strong stance against the ruling of Taliban in Afghanistan. And
So if India has a stand against Taliban, then how would the relationship be built between these two countries? Because that's what the government is there, whether you like it or not, whether it is democratically elected or not, whether they are giving equal rights to women or not. But that is the government, that is the administration there. How would we actually build our relationship in such a difficult scenario?
so we are trying to diplomatically handle it by convincing the rest of the world that because alone we cannot change the scenario in Afghanistan. We are trying at the world level, the countries all over the world uh, come forward and help Afghanistan to build their democratically elected government, so that there can be a very stable situation can be handled, which can help in the long term in our security issues also.
All right, regarding China, we have, China is a big country and it shares its land borders with close to 14 other countries, with the longest sharing being done with the Mongolia and then with Russia, and India comes at the third level. If the longest land boundary is with Mongolia and Russia, why are there land disputes between China and India only? What are the reasons for that?
So, India being the fastest growing economy, and it is being a very strong chance in the Southeast Asian country. China is trying to overcome that situation. He want to be a strong in the Asian area, and he want to keep India under its control so that all its neighboring states, because it is a landlocked country, and he can have access to the rest of India through the sea lanes only. And by having a control and by downplaying the India, it can be a more strong power in the Asian nations, among the Asian nations.
Are you aware of the China's new laws on land borders?
Sorry, sir, I will read it. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, tell me. We have this concept of GDP that is calculated to calculate the national income of the country, but we also have, on the other hand, the concept of GVA, gross value added. Are you aware of the concept?
Yes, sir, I know about GA, but I'm unable to comprehend it at this moment.
Okay, no issues. Are you aware of the third pole of the world?
Yes, sir.
What is third pole?
Least developed country like, sir, African nations,
No,
which are
I'm
the
not.
least developed.
I'm not asking about the third world countries. I'm asking about the third pole.
Third pole. Sorry, sir. I'm unable to
Okay.
recall it.
Give me the difference between asset monetization and disinvestment.
Okay, asset monetization and disinvest. Sorry, sir.
Okay, no issues. All right, Shalu, my question to you is, why should we select you as a KS officer?
So, some of my strengths will help in the better implementation of policies. Like I can learn things quickly. I'm an organized person, and so third one, sir, I'm an empathetic person, which I have learned during my dentistry, practicing of dentistry. So all these things will help me in the better implementation of policy and the better redressal of the grievances of the general public.
What are your weaknesses? You mentioned your strengths. Give me three of your biggest weaknesses.
So, so first one is I'm not too artistic. I'm not good at writing poems or drawing and paintings, etc. So second one is I think I'm self-critical. Many a times when I think something, I do something, I uh, try to. I always overthink that I could do it in a better way. So it uh, sometimes bothers me. Third one, sir, I'm a workaholic person. Uh, Sometimes I too much got indulged in my work, and my family got a backbone. So these are things which I am trying to work upon.
Okay, my last question to you is, give me one reason why should we not select you?
S- So this answer is better to be answered by sir you. So I think as from my point of view, I have those qualities which a civil servant is required. But if somehow you think that I am not able to, I'm not uh, appropriate for this post, I will try to inculcate all those qualities which is required.
All right, let's conclude the session. शालू, कैसा लगा आपको? हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ द इंटरव्यू?
बुरा था सर, बहुत बहुत बुरा था।
नहीं, इट वाज फाइन, मुझे तो ठीक लग रहा है।
नहीं सर, मैं कॉम्प्रिहेंड ही नहीं कर पाई, मैं जो बोलना चाह रही हूँ मेरे, आई डोंट नो व्हाई, सो नर्वस, आई गॉट सो नर्वस।
नो नो, इट वाज फाइन। लेट्स स्टार्ट विद फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग। जैसे कि आई यू टॉक्ड अबाउट योर इंट्रोडक्शन। तो इंट्रोडक्शन मुझे लग रहा है ठीक है आपका। जैसे आपने बॉर्न एंड ब्रॉट अप इन योर डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड स्कूलिंग फिर मेंशन किया, फिर बीडीएस, फिर आपने अपने वर्क एक्सपीरियंसेस बोले। वहीं पर आपको एक और चीज़ ऐड कर लेनी चाहिए लास्ट पे, एंड दैट इज़ द आपकी इंटरेस्ट एंड हॉबीज़। ठीक है, वो इंट्रोडक्शन में ही आ जाना चाहिए। उसके बाद आपने
डेंटिस्ट्री के
मैंने,
क्वेश्चन में मैं,
हाँ, डेंटिस्ट्री के क्वेश्चंस पर मोरलेस आपकी डिसेंट नॉलेज है वहाँ। ऐसा भी नहीं है कि बिल्कुल ही नहीं है, बट डिसेंट नॉलेज है, इट्स फाइन। और डेंटिस्ट्री से 100% सवाल आएगा आपको, सो यू नीड टू बी रेडी फॉर दैट। आई हैव ट्राइड टू कवर वेरियस डिफरेंट डायमेंशंस ऑफ डेंटिस्ट्री, बट स्टिल यू नीड टू बी वेरी गुड विद दीज क्वेश्चंस। उसके बाद वी वेंट ऑन टू टॉक अबाउट योर डिस्ट्रिक्ट रियासी। रियासी में 3 सब डिविजन्स है, कटरा, महौर एंड ठुरू, और 9 तहसील्स है हम। और रियासी के बारे में आई अगेन थिंक यू हैव डिसेंट नॉलेज। मैंने चैलेंजेस वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा था, आपने अच्छे से उसको हैंडल किया कि कौन कौन से चैलेंजेस है वहाँ पर, सो वो भी आपका ठीक गया। उसके बाद मैंने रिलीजन पे जब मैं आया, वहाँ पर मुझे लगा कि देयर कुड हैव बीन अ बेटर आंसर। देखिए, इट्स वेरी इजी टू आंसर दीज क्वेश्चंस। साइंस, जब आप एक साइंटिफिक बैकग्राउंड से आते हो, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि साइंस डील्स विद द नेचुरल एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द यूनिवर्स। तो जैसे भी आप कोई चीज़ को, जैसे आपने कहा, वी ओनली डील इन साइंस, वी ओनली डील विद थिंग्स दैट वी कैन सी और वी कैन फील। नो, वी डोंट। हम क्या देखते हैं साइंस में, यू हैव अ साइंटिफिक मेथड जिससे आप चीज़ों को ऑब्जर्व करते हो। यू डोंट जनरली ऑब्जर्व विद योर आइज, जैसे यू कैनॉट ऑब्जर्व क्वांटम पार्टिकल्स विद योर आइज, फाइन, बट यू हैव द इफेक्ट। तो आप क्या करते हैं, आप उन चीज़ों को एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं, ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, इन्वेस्टिगेट करते हैं। दैट इज़ द साइंटिफिक मेथड। हाँ, बट when you talk about the deities and God, this is something which is not part of the nature, is not considered part of the nature. So scientific method, with all it has achieved so far, it falls short of studying the supernatural because it's not part of the nature. So if something cannot be explained through science, science cannot make judgments like God does exist or God does not exist. वो science का domain ही नहीं है. But I do have some philosophical arguments for God. जैसे कि you mentioned about emotional fulfillment. Well, that is a philosophical aspect. You can mention like the moral argument for the existence. जैसे कि आपका belief है कि we humans have sort of an objective morality, जहाँ पर every one of thing us has the concept of right and wrong. पर the science cannot tell us what is right and what is wrong. वो value judgments science cannot make. Science, हाँ, but those value judgments, we all have that consciousness in us. We all have that value judgments, right and wrong का concept है. We call it objective morality. और ये objective morality, I believe we derive it from some supernatural power. Likewise, there is this concept of there is this concept of fine tuning argument for the existence of God, because in the universe that we have, इसके जो universe के constants है, they are so finely tuned, which makes possible the development of life. अगर वो finely tuned constants नहीं होते तो life ही possible नहीं हो पाती. तो no doubt evolution does explain the life, but it cannot explain the fine tuning. तो फाइन ट्यूनिंग का एक बहुत बड़ा कॉन्सेप्ट है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, जब बिग बैंग हुआ था, तो जिस रेट पे एक्सपेंशन हो रहा था, अगर वो रेट 10 टू द पावर -23 भी हल्का सा कम हो जाता, तो यूनिवर्स ही एग्जिस्टेंस में नहीं आती, लाइफ भी पॉसिबल नहीं थी। सो देर इज दिस आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑफ फाइन ट्यूनिंग, देर इज दिस मॉरल आर्ग्यूमेंट, स्पिरिचुअल आर्ग्यूमेंट। या तो वो आप वहाँ से मेंशन कर सकते हो कि यू कैन हैव सम फिलोसॉफिकल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स। उसके बाद मैरिज पे मैंने सवाल पूछा, इट वाज फाइन, आपने मैरिज के अच्छे से उसको हैंडल किया। और जहाँ पर आपको नहीं आ रहा था, आप अच्छे से बोल रहे थे, कैन आई टेक अ मोमेंट, इट वाज अगेन गुड। कैन आई थिंक, वो भी ठीक था। वहाँ पर फिर मैंने एक चीज़ आपको बोली कि इट इज़ हाई टाइम कि हमें 18 साल से 21 साल में जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि 21 साल में हमें काफ़ी सारे बेनिफिट्स मिलेंगे। अब देखो, दिस इज़ अ ट्रिक क्वेश्चन, जहाँ पर मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि इसमें 21 साल में बहुत सारे बेनिफिट मिलेंगे। ठीक है, आपको बेनिफिट बोलने हैं, साथ में कंसर्न्स भी बोलने हैं। ठीक है ना, तो मैंने आप बेनिफिट से एक तरीके से आपको अलाइन करने की कोशिश की कि आप सिर्फ बेनिफिट बोलो, लेकिन नहीं, आपको बेनिफिट के साथ साथ हमेशा बैलेंस दिखाना है कि इसमें कुछ टेक्निकल इश्यूज आ सकते हैं, इसमें हमें कुछ लेजिस्लेटिव इश्यूज आ सकते हैं ये सब करने में, या लोगों में एक्सेप्टेंस का इशू आ सकता है। बेनिफिट तो है ही, फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस होगा, वो होगा, ये होगा। बेनिफिट के साथ साथ ऑलवेज मेंशन सम कंसर्न्स एज वेल, हाउ एवर करके देयर आर सम पॉसिबल कंसर्न्स। ठीक है, उसके बाद आई मेंशन योर नेम, नेम का आपने अच्छा रिसर्च किया था। फिर बर्थडे का आपको पता था पहले से। सोशियोलॉजी पर जब हम आए, सोशियोलॉजी पर इमाइल डरखाइम आपका पार्सन का, यू हैड वेरी गुड नॉलेज अबाउट दैट एज वेल। कम्युनलिज्म पर देखो, मैंने आपको सोशियोलॉजिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स बोले कि सोशियोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स इंडियन सोसाइटी में क्या है, तो मैरिज, डिवोर्स रेट्स आपने बोला, वो दैट वाज ऑल फाइन। पर लाइक यू मेंशन कम्युनलिज्म, सो इट्स अ वेरी वेरी सेंसिटिव कॉन्सेप्ट। अगर आप ऐसी चीज़ों में कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो, अगर मैं कम्युनलिज्म में लाइक घुस जाता, आई एम श्योर कि मैं आपको फंसा देता उधर, पर मैं उसमें आई डिड नॉट वांट टू ड्वेल इनटू इट। ठीक है ना, सो इफ़ यू आर वेरी गुड इन दोज एरियाज देन ओनली मेंशन इट, इफ़ यू आर प्रिपेयर्ड इट। अगर प्रिपरेशन नहीं है, आपको लग रहा है कि इसमें मैं फंस सकती हूँ, सो डू नॉट मेंशन दैट एट ऑल। ठीक है, उसके बाद वी टॉक्ड अबाउट रिलेशनशिप। देखो, अब यहाँ पर भी बैलेंस नहीं दिख रहा था। आई टोल्ड यू व्हाट इज द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन एंथ्रोपोलॉजी एंड सोशियोलॉजी। आपने मुझे रिलेशनशिप तो आपने रिलेशनशिप मुझे बताई, बट दैट यू ओनली मेंशन द डिफरेंस। आपने बोला एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में ये करते हैं, सोशियोलॉजी में ये, यू मेंशन द डिफरेंस, पर रिलेशनशिप में डिफरेंस भी आएगा, रिलेशनशिप में सिमिलैरिटीज भी आएंगी, तो फिर से वहाँ पर बैलेंस दिखाना है। तो यू हैव टू हैव बोथ ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, आपको बैलेंस शोकेस करना ही करना है। फिर जाके जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, फिर जैसे सिचुएशनल क्वेश्चन मैंने दिया आपको, व्हाट आर योर स्ट्रेंथ्स या वीकनेसेस क्या है आपके, तो उसमें स्ट्रेंथ्स में इट वाज वेरी नाइस, आपने ऑर्गेनाइज्ड और फोकस्ड बोला, एम्पैथेटिक बोला, तो ये आपकी दोनों स्ट्रेंथ्स दिखाता है। आप इंटेलेक्चुअल भी स्ट्रेंथ्स भी दिखा रहा है और इमोशनल स्ट्रेंथ्स भी दिखा रहा है, सो दैट वाज फाइन। पर जहाँ पर मैंने आपको बोला ना कि वुड यू रेट, वेयर हैव यू डिस्प्लेड योर ऑनेस्ट डिसऑनेस्टी, तो ऐसी हाँ, ऐसी चीज़ें बहुत सटल वे में हैंडल करनी चाहिए। यू डू नॉट हैव टू मेंशन एनीथिंग सीरियस, बिकॉज दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन वेयर इन द पैनलिस्ट वांट टू टेस्ट योर सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर एज वेल, कि आप चीज़ों को लाइट हार्टेड लेते हो या नहीं लेते हो। ठीक है ना, तो यू हैव टू एड्रेस दिस क्वेश्चन इन अ वेरी सटल मैनर, जहाँ पर आपको खुद छोटा सा कोई, जैसे सर मैं खाना पका रही थी, तो उसमें मैंने कुछ ऐसा कर दिया जो मेरी नज़र में डिसऑनेस्ट था, तो मैंने सपोज नमक की जगह कुछ और डाल दिया, तो सॉर्ट ऑफ इन अ सटल वे। ठीक है ना, तो वो उस दैट विल मेक देम स्माइल एज वेल, एंड इट्स ऑलवेज गुड टू मेक द पैनलिस्ट स्माइल, और आप बीच में स्माइल करते हो एंड इट गिव्स अ वेरी पॉजिटिव वाइब। आपने वीकनेस वाला क्वेश्चन अच्छे से प्रिपेयर किया था, आर्टिस्टिक नहीं हूँ, ओवर थिंकिंग, वर्कहोलिक। ओवर थिंकिंग को आई वुड रिकमेंड यू जस्ट स्किप इट, वर्कहोलिक की जगह, और आर्टिस्टिक ठीक है। ओवर थिंकिंग को स्किप करके आप ये बता सकते हैं कि सर आई एम वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ फूड, और मुझे फूड बहुत पसंद है, डाइट कंट्रोल बड़ी मुश्किल से हो पाता है, तो दैट वुड बी अ वीकनेस। वाई शुड वी नॉट सेलेक्ट, यू हैंडल्ड इट वेल। बाकी जो क्वेश्चंस है प्रिसाइज थी, जैसे मैंने करंट अफेयर से कोई क्वेश्चन उठा लिया, मकसद वो नहीं होता है कि आपको ये न्यूज़ पता है या नहीं, उसका मकसद ये है कि कहीं आप स्ट्रेस में ना चले जाओ, ब्लैकआउट ना हो जाए, या बैक टू बैक क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा रहे हैं, आपको स्ट्रेस में ब्लैकआउट ना हो जाए, उसका वही मकसद होता है। बाकी वी नो दैट यू हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ क्वालिफाइड द मेंस। आप आइए, आपका पहला इंटरव्यू है?
सेकंड इंटरव्यू।
सेकेंड इंटरव्यू है, तो आप दूसरी बार इंटरव्यू में पहुंचे, तो नॉलेज तो है।
फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट है, थर्ड मेंस है एंड सेकंड इंटरव्यू।
हाँ, सो यू आपकी डिसेंट नॉलेज है हर इशू में। तो करंट अफेयर पूछने का मकसद यही होता है कि कहीं आप ब्लैकआउट ना हो जाओ। ठीक है, तो मुझे लगता है यू हैंडल्ड इट वेल, यू आर अ गुड कैंडिडेट।
बट आई थिंक सर, मैं अपने व्यूज कॉम्प्रिहेंड नहीं कर पाती हूँ, बोलने मतलब जो मैं कहना चाह रही हूँ वो नहीं बोल पा रही हूँ। मुझे ऐसा लगा, क्योंकि आपने जब डेंटिस्ट्री का भी पूछा कि मैंने डेंटिस्ट्री क्यों ली, मीन्स कुछ मतलब नहीं बन रहा था उससे जो मैं बोल रही थी, मैं खुद समझ पा रही थी, और कि मैं जो
देखो
बोल
वहां
रही
पर,
हूँ उसका कोई मतलब
हाँ,
नहीं हो रहा।
एक चीज़ वहां पर गलत गलत क्या कर दिया आपने, जब मैंने आपको बोला व्हाट इंस्पायर्ड यू टू गेट इनटू डेंटिस्ट्री,
यस सर।
तो दिक्कत जो आपने कर दी वहाँ, सर मैंने मेडिकल दिया था, मुझे वो नहीं मिला तो मैं यहाँ पर चली गई। तो वो इंस्पिरेशन तो
समझ गई, मैंने गलत बोल दिया ब्लेंडर की।
हाँ, वो इंस्पिरेशन तो नहीं दिखी। फिर जब मैंने कहा व्हाई डू यू वांट टू जॉइन सिविल सर्विसेज, उसमें आपने सिर्फ एक ही रीज़न दिया। और ये याद रख लेना, जब भी आपको कोई वाई टाइप का सवाल आएगा, ऑलवेज गिव मल्टी डायमेंशनल आंसर्स। जहाँ पर मैंने आपको बोला वाई सिविल सर्विसेज, आपने बोला वाइडर प्लेटफॉर्म, मैं अलग अलग तरीके से लोगों को हेल्प कर सकती हूँ। दैट इज़ ओनली वन आस्पेक्ट दैट यू आर कवरिंग, दैट इज़ वाइडर प्लेटफॉर्म। पर इसमें साथ में आप क्या बोल सकते हैं, साथ में आप अपनी इंस्पिरेशनल कोई स्टोरी बता सकते हैं। सर वाइल यू वर इन योर बीडीएस या जो भी आप कर रहे थे, आपको किसी किसी पर्टिकुलर ऑफिसर के कंट्रीब्यूशन पर नज़र पड़ी, आपने देखा कि उन्होंने क्या रिमार्केबल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की है किसी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, एंड दैट इज़ हाउ यू गॉट इंस्पायर्ड। आपको लगा कि मैं जो काम कर रही हूँ ये ठीक है, एंड ऑलवेज टॉक गुड अबाउट योर प्रोफेशन। ये तो ठीक है, ये इम्पैक्ट कर रहा है, पर मुझे अगर अपने आप को एक बड़े लेवल पर लाके मैक्सिमम आउटपुट क्रिएट करना है तो मुझे ऐसा ही कुछ करना पड़ेगा, सो दैट आई कैन अचीव द मैक्सिमम आउटपुट। तो वो एक इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी आनी चाहिए इसमें, तो उससे आपकी पर्सनालिटी का एक फैसेट दिखता है जहाँ पर ये पता चलता है कि यू गेट इंस्पायर्ड बाय गुड पीपल। तो वो इंस्पिरेशन वाला कॉन्सेप्ट भी दिखना चाहिए साथ में। और बाकी इसमें एक बच्चा ये भी बोल सकता है कि सर फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी है इसीलिए जाना चाहता हूँ, पर यू कैन नॉट मैंशन दैट यू आर, हाँ यू ऑलरेडी हैव दैट। सो बाकी ठीक है, जस्ट ब्रश इट अप अगेन। मुझे लगता है कि यू आर अ वेरी गुड कैंडिडेट, एंड आई हैव फीलिंग दैट दिस इज़ योर अटेम्प्ट। ठीक है ना, आपका इसी में हो जाएगा।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू,
ठीक है।
आई थिंक सो।
हाँ, so all the best. If you have any questions, you can ask.
सर मेरी स्पीड में और मीन्स में टोन वगैरह मेरी ठीक थी कि मैं कुछ।
ठीक है, ठीक है। नहीं नहीं, आपका ठीक टोन है, कोई इशू नहीं है, आप चीज़ों को ठीक से हैंडल कर रहे हो, बी
वो
कॉन्फिडेंट।
सर जो डेंटिस्ट्री वाला ना, मैं उसके लिए प्रिपेयर ही नहीं थी। डेंटिस्ट्री मैंने सोचा ही नहीं था ये क्वेश्चन की, डेंटिस्ट्री के लिए आप कैसे इंस्पायर हुए हो, और मेरे माइंड में ये था कि ब्लफ नहीं करना है। और जो फैक्ट था मैंने वही कहा, क्योंकि मैं डेंटिस्ट्री के लिए इंस्पायर ही नहीं थी, वो बाय चांस हुआ। तो मैंने वही कहा, क्योंकि मैं उसके लिए प्रिपेयर ही नहीं थी कि ये पूछूंगी कि डेंटिस्ट्री के लिए इंस्पायर क्यों हो गए। मैंने कहा
पर
सिविल सर्विसेज के लिए मैं भी पूछे, बट
हाँ, पर ये यही चीज़ें है ना, मॉक्स तो इसी के लिए होते हैं कि कोई आपको वो कुछ अनकंफर्टेबल जोन में डाल दे। पर पर स्टिल आपने उसको हैंडल किया। जब आपने कहा कि वंस यू गॉट इनटू डेंटिस्ट्री, तब आपको पता चला कि नहीं, दिस इज़ गुड जो मैं कर रही हूँ, दैट्स फाइन। तो वो आपने हैंडल कर लिया था फिर, इट वॉज फाइन। मुझे लगता है कि you're वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट वुमेन, एंड गिवन योर बैकग्राउंड, you're मैरिड ऑल्सो, आई गेस दे विल नॉट हैव एनी रीज़न। नो नो नो, you're फाइन। बस कॉन्फिडेंट रहो, कॉन्फिडेंस में आपको बेहतर परफॉर्मेंस निकलेगी। तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि दे वुड हैव एनी रीजंस टू नॉट सेलेक्ट यू। अगर आपका मेंस अच्छा गया है, देन दिस इज गोइंग टू बी योर अटेम्प्ट। ठीक है, ऑल द बेस्ट, हाउ होप टू सी यू इन द लिस्ट। विल गिव यू विल प्रोवाइड यू अ रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ द एंटायर सेशन। अपने आप को देखो उसमें,
ओके सर।
ठीक है, और देखो कहाँ पर आप बेहतर इंप्रूव कर सकते हो। उसके बाद एक एक एडिटेड वर्जन भी आपको एक यूट्यूब लिंक की द्वारा दिया जाएगा, जिस पर यू कैन सी योर सेल्फ। ओके,
ठीक है सर, ठीक है सर, थैंक यू,
टेक केयर, बाय।
थैंक यू सर।